For this week's episode, we'll zoom in full screen, focus on marketplace strategies and ways to find value in Sorare NBA. I've hit on either a rare or limited reward in 3 weeks straight, and I'm looking to stay hot. We also have giveaways, recaps, and a special guest announcement for next week's episode. All right, let's go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Eric, and this is Nifty Sports with the weekly breakdown on Sorare NBA dropping every Thursday. Last week, I gave away a DeMar DeRozan and announced a new giveaway for this Robert Covington and Duncan Robinson. I'm excited to announce the winners of those are Dustin Chong for the Covington and JP88 for the Duncan Robinson. Congratulations. I will reach out to you in the DMs on Twitter. This week's giveaway will be a Kenyon Martin Jr., and you can enter in 3 different ways. Number 1 is like, comment, and be subscribed to this YouTube channel. The giveaways are for YouTube subscribers only. And the second and third way is you get 1 extra entry on either Twitter or Discord. So make sure to check out the links for those down in the descriptions. And if giveaways aren't your thing, no worries. Subscribe and come hang out anyways. Join this free and awesome community of sports fans. Everything is bookmarked down below for your convenience. We got strategies, recaps, tools, and I'm excited to announce that on next week's episode, we'll have a special guest from Soraredata.com to break down briefly some of their amazing tools available to you. All right, let's zoom in. Very quickly before we get started here, here's the Game Week Center on Soraredata.com. This is one of the things I'm excited about Soraredata coming on next week to explain. We got this Impact Players tab here that I'm going to want to go over. I always use this Projections tab, and we'll get to that later in the video. But first, let's talk strategy for limited competitions, which are the ones that I've been playing and earning my rewards from. If you haven't signed up yet for Sorare and this is your first video introduction to it, there's a link down in the description below to do that. You can get 20 free cards, including an NBA superstar, to anchor your roster and enter the free competitions until you decide to go into the limited paid competitions. And in those, we'll talk about this strategy too, but I always do recommend looking at the new card auctions as opposed to the manager sales. You usually get a better deal on those. But for those of you who are familiar, let's talk about some strategy and how I've been getting some wins. And it really comes down to the number of people that you have playing in the contest versus the number of rewards that are available for people. Most of my rewards, are actually 2 out of the 3 of them since I started playing the limited competitions, have come from the contender, right? So you don't get an MVP. You have a lower point cap of 110. So you have to find value in players that can put you in the top, usually 1/3 of players playing this game in order to get a limited card prize. Now, here are some of the ones that I've won, and it's not like they're anything too special as of yet. I did get a limited champion competition where I placed 104 out of 6,000, and I was able to pull a really nice Grant Williams rare card. Those are obviously a lot more competitive to get, so your hit rate on that is going to be quite a bit lower, which is why I've liked these limited contenders. I've gotten a couple of rewards here. It's a $3 card, right? And then I also got a Baisley, which is a floor of $5.40. So among those two, only really about $8 in rewards. But then you can use these cards right here if they get on a hot streak or something like that to round out your roster in either the limited or the champion competitions and kind of keep it going. Look, I haven't made any sales on these. I don't really think it's quite worth it at this point in the game. But maybe one of these guys can help me earn another reward or even a higher tiered reward sometime in the future with more of these contests. So if we look at the Grant Williams that I won, it is a $74 floor right now, which is pretty nice. Hopefully that one goes up as he continues to play well throughout the season. And I'm going to hang on to that one. Might sell this one off to bolster my limited collection just a little bit more, but I also might start to get into the rare competitions as the season progresses as well. A change that they did make in the rare competitions is that you do need to use full amount of rare cards starting on week 17, I believe. So we got a couple more weeks before that kicks in. But this one right here, you only need 3 rare cards. You only need 3 rare cards in this one right here, and you can use limiteds. But in a couple of weeks from now, or a couple of game weeks from now, they did change that to having a full set of rare cards, a full 5 rare cards to be able to enter. For those of you who didn't catch that, that's something important to note. No cap and underdog competitions were introduced this week. They've had different weekly competitions, so just keep an eye on what's available and make sure that that goes into your strategy. Like I said, mine has been going after the limited contenders so that I can continue to build my limited collection and have more depth in my roster. All right, now let's look at some marketplace strategy and how to find some value out there in the marketplace. This is under manager sales. I'm going to use this as my starting point. And then once I find the player that I want to go after, I'm going to really see if there's any auctions coming up, new card auctions where you can get a slight discount on these cards. So I really like doing the new card auctions. I found that the best way to get good deals on cards. They typically go for under what the manager sales are. But if you need a card in a pinch and an auction's not coming up, manager sales is also a great way to do that too. So I like the dynamic filters here. This is what I want to focus in on. Let's go, for example, cards under $30. Just use this sliding scale right here and go to like the $30 mark. $30.73 right here is what it puts it out to. Okay. And then it shows you amongst those cards what the highest 10 game average is. Okay. The highest 10 game average on a $30 or below price point is 42. So you're going to want to move this up a little bit more. You want to go, find somebody from the 30 to 42 range. And then once you move this, it'll also move the price. So there's no $1 cards available anymore. What this tells you is that from the 30 to 42 point range, the cards are going to be at least $10.54 to $30.73. So if you look at the higher tiered guys, you're going to find some of the probably higher end players that are up there with higher upside. But if you go to the lower tier prices, then you're going to find some of the lower end players that have some high scoring ability too, if you want to get some value in there and if you think they can keep up their cap or even exceed their cap. So here, highest price, Kevin Porter Jr. Is at 30. You got a Chris Paul at 30, Kelly Olynyk, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean that these are the cheapest of theirs. I would click into their card and find out what the cheapest option there is. But just in general, in that range, you're looking at guys from a 30 to 42 cap, from 10 to $30. So I'm going to list this from low price and see what we come up with here. Caleb Martin coming in at $10 for a cap of 31. Remember, you're going to want to try to outscore your cap as much as possible to get into the higher tiers of these competitions. So do you think Caleb Martin has a good chance to outscore a 31 cap? That is the question as to whether or not you want to play him in a lineup. But the value at $10 for a 31 cap is not bad. Shake Milton is a guy who's been in there quite a bit. He's a 32 cap for $11.57. Malik Beasley is another guy that comes up. DeAnthony Melton at 13. Jakob Podol, Draymond in there. So this is just one of the things that I do to kind of try to find value in the marketplace. You can also do this in the same strategy for lower cap players. So I just hit clear all filters here and say you want a guy that's like, $10, right? We'll see what cap range that you can get on there. You can search by cap price and stuff like that too. So go in, take a look at the $10 range, right? $9.91, that's fine. You can see the maximum player right there has a 27, right? So say you need a player that's less than $10, but you only have a cap to fill out your lineup of 14 left. So I would go bring this down to 14 and see what are the best players available. Most likely it's going to be the higher price guys. So I'll search this by high price. And you can see that you can get a guy like Moses Moody, Ty Washington, and these sort of guys for that price range, right? So take a look at them, make the best decision possible. You can do it for any cap size, any budget that you have. Really, really nice dynamic marketplace on Sorare. And now we'll look at one last strategy that I like to take a look at. I've mentioned this before on the channel, but I'll get into a little bit more detail here. It's looking at a fantasy basketball league and the free agent pool on those fantasy leagues to try to kind of find value out there, right? This is a 12-man league. I just went to free agents. I filtered by total fantasy points, and the scoring's not exactly the same in all leagues or, translates directly to Sorare, but it gives you a general idea of what players you can kind of keep an eye out for, players that might not be as popular that you can plug into a DFS style or Sorare type lineup, right? So you can do that. Guys like Cameron Payne, Caleb Martin, Javon Carter, Reggie Jackson come up, KCP Caruso quickly. So use this to play matchups. If a player has multiple games, that might be a good one to go after. These guys all have the potential ability to be like fantasy streamers and go off on a given night. Maybe their roles expanded. Maybe there's an injury that they're stepping in for or something like that. So that's just one thing that I do when I look to set my lineup for the upcoming week. Based off of those players, I typed in a bunch of names here, and you can see that the cheapest one is $7.20 for Hartenstein. 15 cap, not a bad value. He could definitely go higher than that. Javon Carter's been in a winning lineup before for sure. He's had some really good games. $9 for a 22 cap, kind of like the $7 for a 15 potential on that one. Take a look at it, make your choice, and best of luck in the upcoming game week. Okay, here's the recap portion of the video. We're going to recap game week 13 and 14. If you're cutting out from here, thank you for watching up to this point. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to enter that giveaway if it's something that you want to do. I'll make this part brief. We'll go over weeks 13 and 14. I also do 60-second update videos where I kind of go over the top performers and top overperformers of the week so that you're familiar with that. So just to recap on what I did in this upcoming week, I scored a 155 here and a 214. I got a limited for the 155 contender. I got the Baisley off of that one. And then the limited champion, I came in just shy and got 1462 out of 6694. Did not place on that one. The top 10 overperformers for that week were Naz Reid, Jose Alvarado, Jaylen Brown, Daniel Gafford, Josh Okogie, AD, Zach LaVine, Zion, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Steven Adams. Some really nice guys if you had them in your lineup here. I had Daniel Gafford in one of my lineups. And the top scorers from 10 through 1 were Luka, Pascal Siakam, Wiggins, Zion, LeBron, LaVine, Jokic, Embiid, Jaylen Brown, and AD. Let's take a look at the winning lineup for the limited champion competition. Massive 316.99. Mazza won. Congratulations. Top speed in second. And Coach Corbis was in third. We'll just look at the top lineup and see who was in there. AD, Zion, Valanciunas, Buddy Hield, and Wiggins. For the limited contender, a 249 from Noddy. In second place was Adit, KD, 1479. And in third place was OB. Let's check out Noddy's lineup. Steven Adams, Jose Alvarado. So two of those top overperformers. And then Aaron Nesmith, Wiggins, and the rookie Keegan Murray on that one. Nice job. All right, here's a live look into game week 14. Doesn't look like I'm getting a reward on limited competitions this week. We'll have to look forward to week 15 for that. I did get very close in the limited champion competition this week. I was at 1,500 out of 6,757. Booker, my MVP, coming up short, had a really, really rough game against the Celtics yesterday. That was tough to watch for those of you watching that, but got a nice performance out of Ant Edwards, Jordan Poole, LaVine. Barton did all right too. As of now, the three top spots are F. Proctor, Rilo 29, Adrian Dew 42 with 301, 299, and 298. Let's see if those hold tonight. I'm not sure if they will or not. Still got a few games on the schedule tonight, but Luka, Giannis, DeJounte, Tyus Jones, and the rookie Andrew Nembhard in the top of that one. He's a top overperformer of a week. As of now, the top scorers are Vooch, Tyus Jones, Luka, Tyrese Halliburton, Giannis, Nembhard, Ja Morant, Kyrie, Donovan, and Julius Randle with a 72 up at the top. Overperformers, got a bunch of new ones on here. Eugene down there at the bottom, Mo Wagner, Rudy Gobert, Kuminga, Kyrie, Donovan, Julius, Okogie, Tyus Jones, and Nembhard at the top. That guy projected at 17, ended up with a 61. Tyus Jones with a 20 cap came out with a 57, and Josh Okogie, only a 6 cap, came in with that 42. Happy to have a couple players back, like Paul George and Luke Kennard, who were injured. Duncan Robinson also back from that ankle. Looking for a strong lineup going into game week 15. Good luck to everybody on those. And we'll wrap it up from here. All right, there you have it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you check out my other socials. The links are down in the description of the video. If you want to enter this Kenyon Martin Jr. giveaway, you can do that by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel here. You also get an extra giveaway entry through Twitter or Discord. So come hang out with us and join this amazing and free community. I'll see you on next week's video, dropping every Thursday. I'll have some short updates for you in the meantime. Talk to you soon.